Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Thursday. The day of Thor, the god of thunder. I wonder if they'll eventually change the name of this day to Hemsworth Day. Probably not. How's everybody out there? Deploy the likes. If you're watching this on the replay, you can fast forward. You know that. But hit the like before you fast forward. That'd be great.
Cool.
Welcome back, Fun Fam. And if you are brand new to the channel, welcome in to Follow the Bradley's Fun. My name is Ron E. Bradley, host of this show, The Daily Dish. And I hope that wherever you are out there in the world, you're having a phenomenal day. Morning, noon, night, whenever it may be that you're watching this, I hope it is phenomenal. Speaking of the day, as of the recording of this today's show, is the 5th day of September 2024. Time marches on, and we've got some news to get to today, along with some other fun stuff that we're going to be doing. When I'm doing the show, it's funny, I have a monitor over here where I monitor to the left, and it's funny to me that right after the intro of the show, an ad pops up. I don't like that, and I don't know how to get rid of it. But whatever. It's not supposed to pop up right when I start the show, guys. How do you tell YouTube that? Can everybody out there hear me? I see we got some people in the house this morning. We've got welcome into Little Mouse 27. Hello, Little Mouse 27. Tom F says, top of the morning to ya. Top of the morning to you, Tom. And we've got Go and Shogi, our great moderator, our great wrenches in the house. And Juliet, coming to us from across the pond, says, good afternoon, Follow the Bradleys, Little Mouse, and Tom F, and Go and Shogi. And then Tom F says hello to everybody. Hello to everybody. Hello to everybody. And let's see. Oh, and then I had a little comment that YouTube tried to reject it first. But it's an important comment. Deploy the likes. It's Thursday morning. And yeah, maybe I should have saved the show for Friday. What do you think, guys? Hopefully everybody is out there is having pretty good morning so far. I'm getting waked up. Is it waked up or woke up? I don't want to be woke. That's my hair is doing funny things to me this morning, and I need to shave. That's true, for sure. But before we do get going with all of the likes deployed and everything else, I want to let everyone out there know. Woken. Well, yeah, maybe woken, waken. I don't know. Waked. In the wake of everything. What does Tom say? I woke up to the sound of dogs. Well, that would be rough. Okay, just see if I had to. It was right there. Before we get going, of course, what is the one thing that we like to do on this channel, on the show? If somebody joins as a member, memberships are dropped. If super chats, super things, super stickers are dropped, obviously the show is free. You don't have to do any of that stuff. That's fine. But if you want to support the channel, want to support the show, and drop PayPal or super chat, super things, any of those things, we like to celebrate you because you guys are the energon that makes me get up in the morning, basically, and work for a living. So I appreciate all of it. And to show my appreciation, we always like to throw down our little celebration. Let's see what that celebration will look like when we hold it.
Too much? Too much? It's a perfect! Wahoo! Oh, that's too much! Give me a break, I couldn't be more excited! Okay, anticipation is making me mental. But if they say yes, you can be on the show. I think I would go so crazy for it.
Yeah, we like to celebrate it up. It's funny, I was having a conversation with my mom who's in the chat. I saw her. Bring her up in just a second. Yesterday, because we were talking about Martin Short. Martin Short used to host the movie in Canada in Epcot for years. It was a good movie. The movie that they have in Canada now at Epcot is a downgrade, and it's the funniest downgrade ever because it doesn't need to be. But I guess they thought that it was too much about Martin Short and not enough about Canada, which is weird. But I don't know who came in. I don't know if it's Canadians that came in and made the decision or somebody else. But there are two great comedians who host the show now, and all they do is narrate, and you don't see them at all. So one of them is Catherine O'Hara, who's in the new Beetlejuice movie. And I can't remember the other guy's name from American Pie and all that stuff. Anyway. They host the movie now in Canada, but you don't see them, and they don't tell any jokes, and they're like two of the funniest people from Canada and they didn't utilize them for comedy. They just utilized them for voiceover, which is so strange. They could have literally had anybody do the voiceover that they did, and it wouldn't have mattered. So that's funny. I have missed some people coming into the chat, so let's go back up. I'm going to back up. My beautiful wife is here. Everyone say good morning to my beautiful wife. Virginia Bradley in the chat. My gosh, I got to stop with it. This stuff is making me just, you drink caffeine and you talk and you swallow air and it's hard not to burp. What are you going to do? I mean, it's like, that's the weirdest. It literally is like one of the strangest things about doing a live show, because I would have never noticed it as much as I do when I'm having to talk now. And like, I'm not on ABC. So good news there. But cheers to everybody in the chat with the caffeine. Thank you very much to my beautiful wife for being here this morning. And Rover Boy. Rover Boy is a member for how long? 3 months. Thank you, Rover Boy, for being here. Good morning, Bradley's and chat. And we got the celebration. My mom is here. Good morning, Mom. Kathleen Fantazi, my mom in the chat. Hola, Tom. Hola, going shogi. Hola, everybody. Coming on in here. Coming on in. What the heck just happened to my voice? I sound like a Democrat politician trying to woo the crowd or something right now. What am I doing? I don't know. Juliet, good afternoon. Go in shogi. And we got Disney Crush fan. Hey, dudes. What's happening, dude? Righteous. Oh, check out all the little grommets chilling sub-level. Hello, little dudes. 80s man. Hey, 80s man. Maybe they better just pre-recorded. Oh, R. I don't know who's pre-recording. Disney Crush fan. Crush says, hello, wife. Hello. Oh, that's funny. And Tom Epson saying hi, my mom. And OCDD93 is in the house and says, good morning to Yosemite Sam. Why that rabbit? That's the best I can do, because I don't know any of his lines. I know some, like Elmer Fudd. Be very quiet. We're hunting rabbits. It's duck season. It's rabbit season, pal. Cho, what's up, dude? Okay, so it's the voices. On with the news. What time is it? It's only 9:46. It's still very early. Cho, yeah, it is. Okay, so we have some breaking news. Okay, it's not really breaking. It broke yesterday, but I need to show it. So that's what we're going to do. Surprisingly, a little bit of theme park news came into the news cycle, and so I will be sharing a little bit of that news. And that starts with this. There it is, the virtual queue. So it's funny to me. The virtual queue, this is out of, can't read the title there. This is out of Notes from Neverland, which is not a site that I've really even seen before, but I thought maybe they won't have so many different advertisements. The virtual queue for Tron Light Cycle Run going to a standby starting on September the 9th, 2024. That is, let's see, today's the 5th. So 6 is Friday, 7th, that is Monday. So as of Monday, you'll no longer be able to catch the virtual queue for Tron Light Cycle Run. That'll be interesting. I'll have to go to the park and see how the regular queue works out. If it ends up being a long line, I don't know. But makes it easier for them to manage because that means Tiana's Bayou Adventure stays virtual queue. Now, Tiana's virtual queue was supposed to go away, but I think that they're using it to mask the fact that the ride is down the majority of the time, which is much easier to do if you have a virtual queue and people didn't get in it, and then they don't feel bad because they didn't go wait in the queue for 45 minutes and then the ride breaks down. So if you have virtual queue, you have a lot less people complaining because if they don't get into the virtual queue, they don't feel so bad. OCDD93 says, not standing in line for 40 plus minutes for a 2-minute ride. The ride is not 2 minutes long. It takes longer to load Tron than it does to ride it. So from the time the gates open up and you actually, get it around, get on and get on the cycle, that process takes longer than the actual ride does before it actually takes off. I want to say it takes 3 to 4 minutes to load it, and then it's a 60-second ride. And this is the point that I was going to bring up right here. Didn't Guardians open first? It absolutely did. Guardians, I believe, opened in 2021. And Tron, I think, opened in 2022. I'd have to look back through my pictures. I did cast previews because I was a cast member at the time. I did cast previews for both. And I don't know why Guardians still runs a virtual queue. It's probably more popular. Yeah, I would think maybe it is more popular. Also, Tron has the big canopy outdoors. So you have a good 45-minute long wait when you're indoors. So when you go into Tron, you have a good 45-minute long wait once you get indoors, like past, maybe even up to an hour. But then you have the outdoor portion is still covered. So I just think that maybe that queue is not going to get longer than 90 minutes. Depends on how they run people through, but it's a reliable ride. It seems to work all the time. It does go down, but not nearly as much as like Tiana's. So, but this is what they're doing. Trying to see if there's any article that follows here really with it. It just says Tron Lycos. This is updated September 4th, so that's yesterday. Tron Lycos can't speak. Tron Light Cycle Run at Magic Kingdom is finally dropping its virtual queue beginning September 9th, 2024. Guests will be able to utilize a traditional standby line to experience the attraction. Guests will still be able to purchase Lightning Lane single pass for Tron if they want to bypass the standby line. Now, a single Lightning Lane, a single Lightning Lane for that, I think, can run up to $20, $25 per person. Why you want to pay an extra $100 for a party of 4 to ride a ride that you already paid to ride is beyond me. It would be one thing if they had, if they had the bigger upcharge. Let's say they charge people $250 per ticket per day for the Lightning Lanes, but you didn't have to program it. You just walked right in the Lightning Lane on every single one. It might be more worth it because you can sell fewer of them. I think it would work so much better, and I don't know why they don't. I don't know why they choose to do it that way. But yeah, Guardians did in fact open first. Let me see here. So that's the news about Tron. Guardians still has the virtual queue, and Star Wars Rise of the Resistance doesn't have a virtual queue. They never did a virtual queue. The virtual queue thing started with Rise of the Resistance, I believe. So they never did a virtual queue for Flight of Passage, the Avatar ride in Animal Kingdom. Don't know why. Well, I mean, maybe the technology wasn't quite there for it. They didn't think of it at the time. But it didn't. I think it opened in like 2017. So it's been open for a while. Still, probably, as far as thrill rides are concerned, I would definitely say Flight of Passage is the second best ride, at least at Disney World. Definitely better than Tron. Tron is not a bad roller coaster, but the way that you have to sit on it as a motorcycle, which makes it work thematically, makes it a little bit more uncomfortable. And it's only a minute long. It's thrilling roller coaster. Nothing wrong with it. I like it. It's just not my favorite for sure. Yeah. So, and Go and Shogi says, of course, for sure. I just feel like if it's not worth 45 minutes, also not worth $20. It's not, I mean, I've waited 45 minutes in the virtual queue. I've had the virtual queue and still waited 45 minutes, and it's not horrible, I want to say, but it's still, I don't know. It's weird because there's a thing that they do in the line that I think is really, really cool, but makes you feel like you're going to get right on the ride right afterwards. And that's when they say, stand here and you're going to be in the grid. And then they do this special effect thing, and then they open it up and it's like, oh my gosh, I just got zapped into the grid. And that's when you have another at least half an hour to 40-minute wait. And that's weird. They should have, I don't know, that it's just weird that they do that there, and then you're still hanging around. Yeah. No, Hagrid's is much better because Hagrid's, it doesn't feel like you're riding, like you don't have that thing where you're like widening I don't know. It's just, it's much more comfortable to ride Hagrid's. That's all there is to it. So, and then you say, I paid to ride Cosmic Rewind because if I didn't, I couldn't ride it. It was pay or nothing. They had us. Uh-oh. Well, they still have virtual queue for Guardians of the Galaxy now. So if you come back out here, let me know, and I'll make sure that we get a virtual queue for you if it's still a virtual queue at that point in time. And is the grid effect still working? As far as I know, it works, but then you still have that 40-minute long wait afterwards. 80s man. Yeah, it's just it's not the most exciting thing to me. The second thing I want to talk about is cars. Man, I hate it when I say I want to talk about something. I go to the tab and it's just like gone. Let me see here. I want to share this tab. Okay, let's see if I can do it right. So I want to bring this up full screen. Yay. Okay, I think that worked. All right. So yesterday, who do we have here? This is somebody. Stream, Zoo Pals, Parks, Zoo Pals, Talk, Zoo Pals. I'm here for American Heartland. Yes, so we will be talking about the American Heartland last, and my personal insider knowledge of that, if you will. But next we're going to talk about Cars, not the Cars Land, but I was on WDW Pro yesterday. We did a special video, and it's funny because he asked me to do it about 15 minutes before we recorded. He goes, "Hey, are you available at 2:30 to record?" This is like 2 o'clock, 2:15, something like that. I'm like, sure. Finished up my workout real quick, and then I went on to the Pro with Pro, not the Pro Show, because it was a recording. It wasn't live, and we talked about how they are replacing the Cars show at Hollywood Studios with a villain show. And the Cars show that is there, you have until October 7th to see it. So basically 1 month, month and 2 days from today, that show is going to be down. And that is Lightning McQueen's Racer Academy, I think. I've never actually seen it, so I better sneak in and see it before it goes down because I don't even know what it's about. But we did the show yesterday and talked about the villains show that's going to be replacing it, coming to this theater, and it was like also breaking news this week. So I want to share that with you and share the snippet of the show that we did. So here is the Pro Show and my little snippet on there, and I have his permission to share this, so here we go.
paying. Um, apparently they think they've got to have more capacity now. And if this was something they had planned for a while, I just don't know why they would not have announced it at D23. Your thoughts on all of this, please, Ron?
Well, first of all, this space it was utilized better and a lot more during Star Wars weekends. That's actually where they used to put the Darth Ball. That's what they called it, the Darth Mall, during Star Wars weekends. And you go back there and you shop, and I'm telling you, there had to be 10 times more people going back there to the Darth Mall and shopping than they ever came to the Lightning McQueen show. I'm curious though, if this is going to be a live action on stage villains show, does that mean that all of the people at the C-suite will be performing daily?
Oh, Ron!
I had to get that in. Sorry, that was funny to me. Go the other way. Come on. Yeah. So those were my initial thoughts. I'm like, if they're going to do a villains show in this space, does that mean you're going to have Bob Iger, Josh D'Amaro, Jeff Valley, Kathleen Kennedy? Maybe they'll bring Bob Chapek back. They could have all of the Disney villains that we know that are the Disney villains today will be performing there. That would, although it would be funny. It would be funny, and it could be hosted by Deadpool. That would be great. Even though he's not allowed. How does that work contractually? If Deadpool isn't allowed to be at Walt Disney World, could he still be? Even though I don't know how any of that works, because he wasn't really with Disney for a while. He was with Oh, now here's an interesting question. How did I link up with Pro? Is he a longtime friend? No, I didn't know Pro before YouTube. He reached out to me in December. I don't know how he found me. I was in the comments section on some of the videos and stuff, and then I guess they had observed some things that I was doing on my channel and thought that I was a good fit. And I did my first Pro show guest spot in December, and I told him when I was coming on, man, look at all these people. These are great. It's like Culture and Lorena and Pro, and I'm Jonas, and I'm fanboying on the show. And they welcomed me in as a colleague, and I felt so grateful, so honored, and incredibly appreciative of the opportunity. And he's had me on quite a few times since, and I've really, really enjoyed it. And we've met in person now, and he's a great guy. And I have a lot of fun when I'm over there doing the Pro show. So now there's a lot of new people who have come in to the stream. So before we get, thank you. Yeah, Pro does a lot of voices too, as it turns out. So we have competitive voice work. Y'all totally awesome, dude. I found your channel through Pros. Well, thank you, Rover Boy. I'm really, that is what's great about Pro. Pro finds people like me, like Erica, Lorena. He wants to help us out. So if he can spotlight us, he does, and it's great. So I go on there and volunteer my time. He spotlights us in our channels, and we all hopefully help each other out. The rising tide raises all ships kind of thing. Unlike typical Disney vloggers, we're friendly in the parks, but also there's a lot of headbutting and a lot of competition. That it's not like I don't feel it. I don't care, because I'm not up there with the 500,000 plus viewers, whatever, subscribers. I've got what, 12K. I mean, I'm a little bitty guy, right? And a little fish in this big pond. But that's okay with me, because I'm not after the cupcakes. I'm not after the pixie dust. I love Disney. Traditional Disney. I loved it a lot more 10 years ago than I like it now. I think they've messed with the parks in ways that they shouldn't have, and messed with some of the movies and some of their messaging in the way that they shouldn't have. Some of the things they're doing are absolutely appalling to me, and it crushes my heart because I think I'm very sympathetic with Walt and possibly even empathetic with Walt. He's not here, and I feel like people need to speak up and be Walt's voice when he's not here. And I feel like that's kind of what I'm trying to do, is be the voice of Walt when he's not here, because the things they're doing are, some of them are 100% against his ideals. So thank you very much, Go and Shogi. I appreciate that. Now, we've got some new people watching. I saw some new people come in. So before we get to the main story about Heartland America, I think one of the things we need to do is remind everyone that we do have the opportunity to become members. There are members on the channel. If you are a member, go and click those member emojis. Show us some love with the pro emoji. Show us the Follow the Bradley's fun emoji. I need to do a Baby Kroger. I haven't done Baby Kroger yet. We got to get to 75 members before that. So we are doing that member drive and, trying to better the channel all the ways we can. So any supers, any member drops, any of those types of things, we are going to celebrate with this celebration. So we're going to show this now, and we'll get back to the story. And then we'll collect the supers and members, and we'll do those at the end. We'll have another celebration. Let's do that. Yeah.
Is it too much? Too much? It's a perfect! Wahoo! Oh, that's too much. Give me a break. I couldn't be more excited. It's making me amazing. But if they say yes to be on the show, I think I would go so crazy.
Okay, we're back. We are back. We are back. OCDD said something funny. I just want to put that up on the screen here for a second. I can make you the same decorated cupcakes, probably better. Probably OCDD. More than welcome to send them on out. And then I think Bo and Shogi had said something. Who needs a cupcake when it's almost time for cookies, pies, and pastries? That time of year, I swear. Yes, indeed do. Let's look at our top story of the day, and then I'm going to tell you, and I think it's 80s man that probably already knows this really well, my special connection to this particular story. Whatever happened to Bonita's Disneyland amusement park is the headline here, and I can go back and find it. I saw the comment. Saw the comment. Oh, I missed this one. Rover Boy had said, I watched Lightning McQueen Racing Academy with my 3-year-old while older kids ride Tower of Terror. It has a soft place in my heart seeing his reaction. That's great. I need to see the show because, like I said, I haven't had a chance to see it. So And then 80s Man says, here for American Heartland. We're getting to that story right now, but there's another comment that you had made. I'm trying to find it to see if I can. There it is. This is the one that I wanted to find. American Heartland won't happen, in my opinion. Silver Dollar City, same region, is rumored to be building a resort in the next decade. I'm kind of surprised, honestly, that if American Heartland does end up going forward, I wonder if they are going to continue to want to try and compete with Silver Dollar City, or if they might reach out to the Herschens. I don't know if Gene Bicknell will reach out to the Herschens or not. But let's get to the story and find out what is going on with it. And I'll tell you my personal connection in just a moment. Northeast Oklahoma. This is from KSN 16. Whatever happened to Vanita's Disneyland amusement park by Sheila Stogsdill, posted on September the 3rd. So just a couple days ago. All right, so we're going to find out. This is announced a year ago. The Mansion Group is going to be building the American Heartland theme park and resort. It garnered pretty big news and pretty big headlines because they were comparing themselves to Disneyland and saying that this was going to be a Disneyland built in the Midwest. Now, Bonita, Oklahoma is about 2 hours, maybe 2.5, 3 hours at the most from Branson. So it's in a very similar region as Branson, Missouri. Silver Dollar City, a very large park in that area, very great. On par with Dollywood, because Dollywood and Silver Dollar City are sister parks. Basically, but Silver Dollar City has a more rigid theme, sticking to pre-turn of the 20th century, so like the late 1900s. It's supposed to be, think of Silver Dollar City as Frontierland expanded into an entire park. That's basically what it is. So it would be quite a different theme than this Heartland America Park, but it's also in a similar region. However, they are far enough apart. I think it'd be okay. The problem I have always seen with Bonita, Oklahoma is it's literally right smack in the middle of Tornado Alley. So I worry about the amount of insurance costs. And here's what the article says. It reads, making sure I'm still on. I'm doing okay over here. Yeah, 1880s. Yeah, it's not always 1880s, because when I worked there, it was 1993, and they just themed it to be 1893. So now that we've turned a whole different century, that's why they kind of keep it in the 1880s now. So multi-million-dollar liens have halted construction. Multi-million-dollar liens sounds like a problem. Bonita, Oklahoma, a year after entertainment mogul. I have to scoff. I have to laugh at that. Sorry. I'll tell you why in a second. A year after entertainment mogul Gene Bicknell announced plans to build a quote-unquote Disneyland-like theme park in rural Craig County, work has halted amidst allegations of financial problems. The reason why that's funny is Gene Bicknell is he's not an entertainment mogul at all. He's a Pizza Hut mogul. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a few minutes, but I know Gene, or at least did know him pretty well, since he was my dad. Not my real biological father, but I played his son in a stage production in Branson, Missouri for an entire year, in the year 2004, in a show called Celebrate America. Gene played my dad, and I played his son. And then we had my kids, my role when there were kids. There was like 3 generations that were presented on the stage, which was kind of the point of the show. But anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. So he announces his park, and then it says American Heartland Theme Park and Resort is a proposed $2.5 billion, 1,000-acre entertainment venue expected to feature rides, live shows, family attractions, waterways, and restaurants, a 300-room hotel, and an indoor water park. So it's pretty big for that area. There's nothing in Veneta, Oklahoma now except for an overpass. So if you're going down 44, there's an overpass you can stop off on, and it's a big building overpass. There's a big McDonald's that goes over the highway there. That's what I know Veneta, Oklahoma for. It's when you're taking Highway 44 out west, which is the old Highway 66. So take the highway. That's the best. The mega attraction also includes the Three Ponies RV Park and Campground, which is expected to feature 300 cabins and 750 RV sites. I'm trying to see if I just flashed on the screen. Plans were to open the venue in the fall of 2026. So that would be about 2 years from today. However, construction work at the site right off historic Route 66 and Interstate 44 near Veneta has been at a standstill for months after problems arose with Mansion Entertainment's non-payment of bills. I'm going to tell you something that I know. This is not new for that company. I know this because that's the company that I worked for back in 2003 and 4. According to Craig County's Land Records, Crossland Construction and Forec filed a $352,429.31 and a $5.5 million lien against Mansion Entertainment Group and OGB Holdings in May for non-payment. Repeated telephone calls to Mansion Entertainment Group were not returned. They don't get returned. That's true. It's very difficult to reach them, even for me, even though I know them. Veneta Mayor Josh Lee said he spoke with American Heartland founder Gene Bicknell on Tuesday. They are still planning to move forward with their vision of creating lifetime memories for generations to share forever, Lee said. The plans for an entertainment venue have not changed, she said. Lee said leaders continue to meet with other developers excited about creating and building in Veneta. We thank Mansion Entertainment for sparking interest and hope for the area, Lee said. So that is very interesting to me. And now I'm just trying to get my browser to work. Okay, browser, just 100% stop on me. Come on. I can't do anything until I can get back to the StreamYard tab. Sorry about this, guys. Technical difficulties because my browser has decided that it does not want to doesn't want to work at all anymore. And I can't. There we go. Finally. I don't know what happened there. But it was decided that it was going to be stuck for a little bit. All right. So you have all these tabs. Like, this is the way it looks to me. You can't see this, but there's all these tabs open in front of me to where I want to get to these different stories. And if the browser does a thing where it freezes, I can't get back to my regular StreamYard. So, and it's such a weird thing. And I'm looking at the task manager trying to figure out what's going on in the background. Because you cannot always control what the computer pops up during your show that might be running in the background that is hurting the quality of the stream. There it is. So I'm going to take this off here. But just to show you that, okay, so Gene Bicknell. Let's talk about Gene a little bit. Time to buy a gaming computer. Yeah, sure. I mean, somebody super chats me $10,000. I guess it's not going to happen on its own. That's for sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I would love to do that. Except the problem is when I'm having those technical difficulties, I couldn't even get to that. That's the problem. Everything just froze on me for a second, and I was on the other tab, so I'm not on the StreamYard tab. Anyway, apologize for that, guys. Anyway, Gene and I go way back. So Gene, I was in a show, and I want to tell you something about Gene. So this whole Disneyland idea, Gene has been. I'll be nice and use the word borrowing from Disney for years. So for the show that I was in, Celebrate America, very much borrowed from Disney. And let me show you exactly what I mean by that. So I'm going to show you some backstage photos. Now this is from 2004. This is a long time ago. So please understand, not the highest quality photos. And share this tab instead. Hopefully this works this time. Doesn't share audio. It doesn't need to anymore. Don't worry about that. And here we go. All right. So that little boy up front is now 22 years old. That's my son, Zeb. And let me go through some of these photos so I can share with you exactly what I mean. These are some backstage photos. Okay. So there's an onstage gazebo. We're on now. I'm taking my kids for a backstage tour, but this is actually on the stage, but when the show's not going. And this is what I'm talking about right here. That's my son when he was a baby. He's 22 now. And it's kind of funny to me. Does this look very familiar to anybody who's ever been to the Country Bears show? Yes, those three heads. They used a deer, a fox, and a bear head rather than the moose head. They didn't use the exact ones that are in the Country Bears show. They're not animatronics. They were actually operated. I operated the bear head. That was my job during the show, is to operate the bear head. It was only in one scene, so we could do different things, different scenes, but they weren't animatronics. They were basically puppetry. But I also did the lines for the bear. We actually sang, and there was some singing, and so we did the lines and we sang all of it live, and it was kind of funny because we had to do the same thing every show. No, these are not. These were digital photos in 2004. I had a digital camera. What's up? Hello, native Hawaiian, just coming into the stream. Aloha. So this was clearly something stolen right out of Country Bears. Oh, so borrowed right out of Country Bears for this Celebrate America show. And the whole show had a very Golden Dream type of vibe to it. The show in the America Pavilion at Epcot, the whole show, Celebrate America, had that kind of a vibe to it. So we can't exactly necessarily say for sure that Gene is going to be. Oh, you missed that picture. This is a better one almost, where you can see that. Yep, there it is on a bar. And the song that we were doing was Big Rock Candy Mountain, a version of the song Big Rock Candy Mountain. And then I will share these. Let's see. All right. So here's a part of the show where you can really tell that they were going for that American Adventure Epcot vibe. So here we are all on stage, and this goes back to the age of the Revolutionary War. And there's this song where they have, and this is not trying to see the pictures. So that's supposed to be Benjamin Franklin, Hamilton, I think it's Alexander Hamilton and maybe Thomas Jefferson, George Washington. They're talking about the Constitution of the United States, and it has obviously actors instead of animatronics, but definitely that same vibe that the American Adventure story has. And they even went so far as when they recorded the music for this, they actually recruited Disney musicians to record the music. They even told us that, like right now, we recruited Disney musicians to do this. So let's see, I wanted to share this one. And this is where you can see that I definitely worked with Gene. And I'll show you, this is kind of funny. But they could recreate the show in Heartland theme park. They could definitely do a version of it, that's for sure. It's probably one of the things Gene wants to do, honestly, just knowing him. So Gene thought of himself as an actor. Now, who Gene is, he was the mayor for a long time of Pittsburgh, Kansas. Yes, there's a Pittsburgh in Kansas. And that is like on the Oklahoma-Kansas line at South Kansas. Small town. He was also, he's a small town guy, but he is a billionaire because he became the largest Pizza Hut franchisee or franchise owner in history. At the height of this is when I knew him, at the height of his ownership of Pizza Huts, he owned over 800 Pizza Hut franchise stores, over 800 Pizza Huts. He was doing well. Started out with 4. I got a story. He started out with 4 that he basically bought out from under somebody who was having a hard time financially, and then the guy offered it to him, and he said okay. And he didn't really know what he was doing, but somehow he turned that business into a massive success and kept buying the franchises. And this was during Pizza Hut's big growth in the 1980s. Remember when the bar and you go in there with the family and you get the pizza bar and you hit the jukebox and you play the video games in the corner, and they had the little dessert pizzas and stuff. That was the time that he was building all these Pizza Hut franchises up. So he ended up selling that a little bit after I worked with him, and I think he sold it for over $1 billion. And that's how he made all his money. So that's Pizza Hut is in fact financing this whole thing. So it's crazy, right? So Pizza Hut is financing this. So here are the billboards for Celebrate America and Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. I was in both shows. We would do Joseph at 2:00 in the afternoon and Celebrate America at 7:00 in the evening. And that is me as the soldier in the center of the billboard. And Gene Bicknell is the gentleman in the hat to my right, but it's to the left in the picture. And he was playing my dad. So I was a soldier and he was my dad. Let's see if I have a closer picture of it. So this is not a very high resolution picture, but you can see it here where that is me in the center. Miranda Jane plays my wife over there. She's to my right. And then our little daughter, who is sometimes, it was funny because depending on the day of the week, since it is a child playing that role, sometimes it was a girl and sometimes it was a boy. So sometimes I had a son and sometimes I had a daughter. And this is Jenna. She had played my daughter, and then Gene is got his hands on her shoulder, and that he's playing the grandpa or my dad. So yes, I got to know Gene very, very well by doing that show with him. He was not good at all. This is like it's a darker depiction of it, but it's still not exactly better resolution, really. Because I think I was taking that from this billboard shot here. But yeah, there it is. And we were on, we were on everything. We were on the backs of buses and the cover of the phone book. And they did a lot of advertising for it. I'll tell you that. We never got really great audiences. The audiences were usually 200, 300, 400. Maybe we got up to 600. The theater capacity was like 3,000. So we never really had a full house. That theater that we performed in was the Mansion America Theater. I think I have a picture of it, at least from the back. Let me see if I can find that. Because the Mansion Group, it's called the Mansion Group because they owned the Mansion America Theater. Here it is. This is a picture of the theater from the back, which at the time it was advertising Joseph. Let me see if I can bring that up on the screen. Yeah, so there's a theater in Branson, big theater. This theater was originally owned by Wayne Newton. It was the Wayne Newton Theater, and then it became the Mansion America Theater after Gene bought it. I think he still owns it. I think Mansion Group still owns the theater to this day, and what they do is they rotate well-known people and do concerts throughout the year there now, I believe. Again, I haven't been in Branson for over 15 years now, so I'm not 100% sure what they do with it. But as far as this Heartland project is concerned, just like 80s Man said, he has his doubts. I have my doubts too, just because, first of all, Gene Bicknell is now in his 90s. I think he's healthy, and that's not, if you're healthy and you're in your 90s, you can still do some stuff. My grandfather lived to 99 or 98. My grandmother's still alive, and she's 101. So there's, people can still operate. Not everyone. We know there's some people in their 80s who are thriving, and there are other people in their 80s who are not doing so well. Maybe even attempting to run the country. But that's a whole nother story. Anyhow, so will Heartland Theater happen, or will this Heartland America project happen? I hope it goes forth because I think it'd be a very cool thing to see. Does he have enough money to fund it? The question is the money liquid? I don't know how he has his money. I would assume that he's got over $1 billion, and maybe he's trying to get that second $1 billion to fund it from somewhere. I don't really know. I'm not saying who it is. You can keep that on the DL. But we shall see. Will it go forward? I don't know. But until we find out something more, that's all we've got to go on for today. And that's where we are. So it is about time. Yeah, it's 10:30. So guys, thank you so much for joining me here today. And I don't see any super chats, super thanks, or super stickers. But before we leave, I still want to play a celebration, thanking you guys for being here with me today. If Manson claimed, that is true. It was Gene definitely funded everything at the mansion himself, but lost money on it. And that's the thing. That's what I worried about. Like, he's lost money on it. It's a tax write-off every single year. Hey, what's up, Manny Uncanny is in the house. So that's what worries me is he building a money-losing project or money-making project? It's not corporate. It is private. It's not corporate. I can tell you that. So that will make it very interesting. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I want to celebrate you guys before we go. Please click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Click that notifications bell, because when you click it, you stick it to the YouTube algorithm, and you get notified of all of our uploads here at Follow the Bradley's Fun. You are the energon that gives us the energy to do everything that we do for you. Thank you so much. Let's celebrate before we leave. Here we go.
Too much? Too much? It's a perfect! Wahoo! Oh, this is too much! Give me a break! I couldn't be more excited! Okay, this anticipation is making me mental. But if they say yes, you can be on the show. I think I would go so crazy. pretty decent guy, I must say.
Oh, hey! Grogu says, gotta get baby Grogu into the game, the child. Baby Yoda, thank you guys so much for everything you do, for being here today, every day. Got another dish tomorrow. I don't even know what's on yet. We'll find out. Got a lot of things that we can talk about, that's for sure. So until tomorrow, make sure that you say hi to Culture Casino on the way in. We're going to raid right into his show. Click the like button if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. Click that notification bell and share this out on your social medias, please. We got to grow this audience, so share it with everyone. Tell your friends, tell your family, and tell your enemies too, because you never know what they'll like. I don't care. You can get hate clicks. Oh my goodness! And until the next time, we will see you real soon. Bye, everybody. Ciao.